Down Outlands, late but better than ever, or better than ever. I don't know. I get everything confused. I'm your King Ginger, and I am your train conductor on a path to nowhere. How about that? All right, everybody, introduce yourselves. Remind folks where we were last time we were in session. Not about your dragons, but about your regular player characters, please.
Instead of a path to nowhere, can we be on the crazy train?
No.
Oh, we're on the crazy train.
We're so on the crazy
You're
train.
literally at
100%.
an asylum at the edge of the astral plane.
Well,
Valid
I mean, I'd rather be at a restaurant, but that's okay.
Sorry, spoilers.
Yeah. So I am Nate, your D&D ringer, playing Otterkin Rogue, Twig, Swiftstrike, also Paladin. I am on a boat.
look at me, some other effers standing on a boat.
I don't have any flippy floppers. Dang it. Yeah, we are going to a tower, and there's definitely not someone there that Keska would want to murder. So we're not going to tell her.
Fair.
Also, I'm super tired because I danced my little heart out.
You did. You danced like nobody was watching, Randy. Danced
Yeah.
like no one, like you've never been hurt.
But Jabril was totally
super
watching.
Oh boy. I am Shannon. I am playing Charity Momart, who is a very young human artificer who's currently lost the use of her legs. Not currently, it's permanent. She's in a museum and is about to, well, she had planned on kind of lifting in wonderful Nicolas Cage National Treasure style, heisting a Warforged that's out of commission and on display at the museum. But it wasn't going real good. And there's some bad stuff in that museum. And I don't just mean the Van Gogh exhibit. Like, it's real bad. It's real bad.
Remind me really quick, because I don't remember. Did you see what was in the museum that was coming to get you, or was that still a mystery?
I think it was still kind of a mystery.
Excellent.
Like, yeah, we were aware of the slime that was on cleanup duty.
Yeah, the cleaners.
Yeah, the cleaners.
There was reference of the great I am last time. Is that what you're talking about? Because
No, they met the great I am.
okay, just making sure. I was like, that's the note I have. So
Ugh.
still sounds creepy.
Nothing and nothing could go wrong.
Oh boy. I am Cassandra. I am playing Amulet Sticky Fingers, who is everyone's favorite Kender Barbarian. That's what she believes, at least. She's pretty sure that everybody loves her. So I am also, after a episode of what I would consider house tasks, cleaning up water, getting some pants, I'm also at the edge of the sea. Things are going to happen.
I'm Warrior. I play Big Dog King Echo Esquire. Is a Knoll Echo Knight fighter, lawyer, one of one. He is currently back at his castle, or the area around his castle, and he has brought Kelek, the evil wizard. He actually didn't break him out of jail. He just let him out of jail. He pardoned Kelek, the evil wizard, made it like a easy peasy deal, and now Kelek is definitely going to remove the curse he placed on Presto, or else.
You've totally convinced him.
Oh, I mean, come on. Let's be real here. I don't even know who wants to start tonight.
I would like-
Really?
That's
I would
your
like to-
decision.
I would
No.
like to find out what happens in the. Apparently, I can't think either.
There's so many things.
Museum
The museum
is the
heist.
Museum
Oh,
heist.
museum.
Oh,
Mm.
I'm
Sure.
in danger.
It's probably a really good way of looking at it.
Nah, you're fine. You're
I'm
tough.
fine.
You're tough. Do we need to start the episode with a mantra? I am tough. I am beautiful.
And gosh darn it, people like me.
Yes.
When they're not trying to murder me, I am their favorite.
Basically echoes inner monologue, just with fewer words.
Yeah. With less no's.
Big, strong, people like.
So,
Oh.
if I remember correctly, there was a noise, and the great I am said that they would go handle it. I should say they. So they slide their amazing Batman style mask on, with their real shitty cape, and they drop the weakest smoke bomb that you might have ever seen, and then begin to use their belt of levitation to go up into the rafters and then move between the high ceilings. So you're there, you've got the parts. What you do know as well, Charity, is they left without their gauntlets. They gave those to you to be able to fix the Warforged.
Gotcha. I'm sorry, like all I can picture is like this dude going up into the ceiling, and then just like it's like The Office when they're playing when they're figuring out parkour. It's parkour.
It's a little more competent than that, but not a whole lot more.
Okay, perfect. Okay, yeah, she's once she's done judging him very openly for that crappy little like snap bomb thing that he used for a cloud of smoke, because that was not nearly theatrical enough for her. She kind of like shifts her weight a little bit and loudly cracks her knuckles in a way a 10-year-old or 11-year-old should never be able to do. And she just kind of like voices out to Bliss, like, do me a favor, make sure nobody interrupts me. I have got to get to work. Oh, this is gonna be fun.
Bliss looks at Kit and Ron, and then looks back at you and was like, "What do you? That's great, Charity, but what do you want us to do?"
Yeah, less talky, me worky. Just I don't know. Just like make sure nobody like messes with anything. I don't know how long this is gonna take. I mean, maybe 5 minutes. It could be more than 5 minutes. It could be like I guess if I can like reroute everything, it might be able to be like maybe 3. But I don't know. I'm gonna have to do some modification. She just keeps doing her rambling thing, like she do. And she's gonna start trying to get to work.
So it's really quiet for about 5 minutes, and then you hear this massive, just din of noise of things falling and smashing. And you look down, and Kit is pulling on you and says, this is this isn't good."
Okay. Divine, not good. Kind of working here. This is fine.
She like takes your head and turns it so you're looking, and she says, "That's my dad."
What?
You look out and you see a relatively chonky tabaxi, but the way that they're walking is wrong. It's like puppets with their strings cut. Make me a perception check, please.
Damn it. Okay. I don't like where this is going already. This is some bull crap. That's gonna be a 7. She's very focused on what she's doing. Very distracted.
At that point, Run goes to like talk, just like to plead with his father, and his father just keeps kind of walking past him, and then you see as Run just gets crushed because the great I am drops its levitation belt and falls on top of him. And when he lands, he also is doing that walk like they're a puppet with their strings detached.
God.
Bliss then says, "We've got more company," and you scan around and you see guards and just civilians all walking in that similar, slightly stumbling gait.
Okay. She like, you can see she takes a moment. She kind of tries to like, and she just kind of like very, very awkwardly like uses her hands and like like shifts herself so that she's facing kind of outward and goes, ahem. You are all damaging my calm right now, you bastards. I am trying to work. Can we please get this over with?
All at the same time, they all kind of lilt, put their fingers to their face, and all together go, "Shh." In their voices, in this kind of miasma of noise, of speech, you hear them say, "I'm really not here for that." And I know my picture is all weird again, and I don't know why. I'm really not here for them, and I really could care less about all of them. It's just you have to understand it's tools in the toolbox. It's using what you have available to you. I don't have an interest in a physical confrontation with you, Charity Momart, but I have obligations. So we can do this a few different ways. You can put down your tools and be assisted out to where we can see each other face to face. Or I can, and you hear everything goes dead quiet and you hear snapping of fingers. And one of the civilians walks over to a window and jumps out. See, because I know fighting you really isn't going to get me what I want. So there's no point in me doing it. But you seem like the kind of person where this is more important to you. Otherwise, we would already be working together.
Okay. 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 Fine. You want to talk? We'll go talk.
I really would enjoy that. I've heard a lot about you.
But you're going to let every single one of these people go? And you are not going to mess with them again?
When I'm done and I've gotten what I want, I'll dismiss them. As
No.
far as never using them again, I make no promises. I am a busy person and I may have need of them at a later date. As far as harming them, that's up to you. This is your decision. I'm not hurting them. You are.
Okay. Can I at least have like 10 minutes to finish what I'm working on?
No, I'm not a fool.
It's not so much a matter of being a fool. It's not like I'm going to be able to outfit the damn thing the way I want it to, but I'd kind of like to be able to move.
Ragesh informed me of who you are and what you're capable of. I'm not a fool. There's a reason that he and I are allies. I have no interest in seeing you in any capacity more mobile than you already are.
I'm sorry. Wait. Are you trying to tell me that Tony the Tiger thinks that I'm way less dangerous when I can't walk? That's hilarious.
That's
Like
between-
literally hilarious.
That's between you and him. I really have no interest in finding out. This is, for me, just clearing up a debt.
God, I hate grown-ups. Fine. We'll go talk. We'll talk, I guess.
So at this point, Kit runs to check on Run, who is bleeding, but okay. Bliss kind of stands in front of you for a second as these people are approaching and says, we can't do this. Like, these people are going to kill us. Well, they're going to kill you for sure. They're probably going to kill me as well.
Not if we go handle this.
I can try to push them. As soon as you two are kind of in this delayed moment and she's looking down, she just gets knocked out. Just cold cocked by one of the kind of puppeted guards. And then you're picked up by 4 of them. So you're almost like trotted in like royalty. And you're brought to an exhibit where there actually is a throne and old antiquities. And sitting on this throne made of cogwheels is what looks to be a 12-year-old girl. Sitting with her legs crossed and kind of sitting not impatiently, but inquisitively.
Can I, before she's really not concerned about the girl, she's very interested in the chair that's covered in gears.
It's something from Storm Song's history.
Sure. I'm more wondering if she's looking at it and calculating if she can turn that into some kind of like battle wheelchair.
Probably.
Hell yeah. All right.
You're like, I need wheels and I need a motor.
Mhm.
Otherwise, we're good.
Yeah, let's Wall-E that crap. Let's go. Cool. She kind of like she eyeballs it for like 2 seconds. You can like see her eyes like dart like really quickly, and then she just looks up at the girl and is like,
Hi.
She says, hello. I've been looking for you. You're awfully hard to find.
Really? I hear I'm really big mouthed and kind of easy to find, honestly.
I'm not from
Must
here.
not have been looking very hard.
I'm not from here. This is a different place. So sometimes things are hard for me to find. Now,
That sucks for you.
well, it did. I think things have changed in my favor now. I guess the way I'm looking at this is I'm paying off a debt.
To the
But
big kitty?
yes.
Bad move.
Now, we make alliances when we have to. And I was low on chattel at the time. But allies provide. However, I like it here. And
Yeah, it's pretty okay.
I kind of don't want to leave.
Cool. Good news is I am friends with the whole ruler of this place. And
Well,
you know,
current ruler.
if you back away, it's fine. She's like my best friend. We're BFFs. We go
I
like way
know.
back.
And I feel really bad about that because of what Ragesh has planned. However, I'm intrigued by how this will all play out. So I'm willing to make an agreement. What do you say? Maybe we can come to some terms.
What is he going to do to Leona?
Well, he's going to destroy this entire place brick by brick until he gets what he wants, which is to rule. He finds this place extremely interesting. I do too. It's not a place any of us had visited before. It's just laden with latent magic. It's almost intoxicating. And you know, he felt like he could do this with your help and minimize the potential issues here, but you said no, so this is where
Yeah,
you and he are at.
big shiny toy doesn't belong to him. Not to mention, I'd like to see him try to harness Azamar magic because kind of hard to control.
Well, that's what underlings are for.
Yeah, good luck.
Maybe, maybe not. He is a Rakshasa who survived for thousands and thousands of years and fought in the Blood War and is still here.
Ooh, I'm so impressed.
It's not a matter of being impressed, it's a matter of knowing your enemy.
He's a big, dumb, stupid idiot. That's what I know. Listen, let's cut to the chase. What the heck do you want?
Well, what I know is you've irritated him, and that generally doesn't happen. And that he still has interest in bringing you into his fold, which also never happens. So to me, that says that you have something or you are someone who's worthwhile. My offer is I help you fake your demise. You leave, and then when you're ready to come back, you come back. But when you do come back, because I know you will, and you begin to remove pieces from the board, I go. Hands clean, off to wherever it is I choose to go. So I'll have my fun while I'm here. I'll ensure that you're not looked for. And then when you come back, I'll say goodbye and you can do whatever it is you're going to do. I have no love for Gash. I just have a debt to pay.
So wait, this seems like a win-win for me. What's the catch?
Well, the catch is again, I do what I want while I'm here and you're gone.
Oh. Okay, you're gonna have to be a little more specific than that.
Well, I'm not sure. Whatever interests me.
Okay. Are you the one doing the whole like to those people out there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. See, that's not really gonna fly here because that's like super creepy.
Well, it's what I do. It's part of who I am. I mean, I could just drain them completely of all their mental faculties until they're just simply husks. But I'm pretty full right now. Your friend Anon is a lot.
What did you do to him?
Not enough for permanent damage, but I did feed. I do have to eat. See, beyond all the bravado, I know you're smart, and I don't want to get into a pissing contest with you. I just want you to know the stakes you're playing for and to know that I'm fine being in a position to allow you to take back what is yours. But while you're gone, Charity Montmartre, I'm going to do what I do. I'm 700 years old. I feed on whoever I need to feed on, and I do whatever I need to do to survive. You don't look like I look and live as long as I've lived without doing what you have to do. But boy, but I enjoy the look on Radash's face when you return. To me, that is the sweetest mental anguish I will be able to savor.
Can you can you can you not take lives?
I generally don't try to take lives. That limits my food source. I take some, and then I let someone recover, and then I take again. Killing people doesn't have any interest to me. It's a waste. And I am anything, but I'm many things, but I'm not wasteful.
You'll have better luck on Archilia than you will here. There's too many guards in this particular area. If you go to the baselands, it'll be harder for people to track you.
She snaps her fingers, and two of the people who carried you in her guards kind of move shoddily over, and she's like, I have no fear of guards.
I'm sure you don't, but the less of a fuss you make, the better this is probably going to turn out.
I, unfortunately, will play my part in this, and there will be some fuss, but I will take under advisement your wonderful advice and
I have only
see
one.
the beauties of Archilia.
I have one caveat. Just one. It's pretty simple. It's the only thing I'm gonna outright demand this. If it's okay. You leave Leona Clavella alone. She does not get touched. She does not get harmed. You do not make contact with her. You do not cross her. You do not enter the palace.
I will not.
And neither do any of your goons.
I don't have goons.
Ooh.
These are your people. I just simply currently have turned them off.
Yeah. Well, anybody that you turn off does not go into the palace or near her.
Again, that is not part of why I'm here. That's between your royalty and Ragesh. I can either expedite or slow that process.
Fine. You buy me time.
I'll
You
do
keep
better
him
than
out of
buying
here.
Time. I'll let you finish what you're working on. And I'll give you back your allies. I'll turn them back on as well. Like I said, I came here to finish something, or at least give the appearances of finishing something. You have 30 minutes, and then this museum ceases. Because it has to look good.
You let them get out?
Yes. I'm not, like I said, I'm not a wanton murderer. I have no interest in death. The earlier was just for me to show you that I was serious. Also, that one was going to die anyway.
Which one?
The one that jumped out the window. When I tasted them, I could already taste death on them.
Okay. Weird. Also, can I have that thingy that you're sitting on?
That's fine.
Cool. Scoot your butt.
She gets up. She actually starts giving like hand signals to the different people that are thralled, and they start moving objects into like a pile. And then she gives one a very interesting object, and they start pushing these items into a hole that has just appeared magically. She's kind of walking in an inquisitive nature with her hands behind her back, watching what you're doing. And she says, don't you want the robot?
I think this is better.
kind of turns her head sideways. It's more interesting. but I don't
Yeah.
know- I don't know if interesting is better.
Interesting is always better. Not interesting? Boring. It's like raisin cookies. Raisin
not?
cookies are boring.
Why not take both?
Because raisins suck.
No. The chair and the warforged.
She gets up and like walks up to the girl and like smiles and like grabs her by like her dress and pulls her close, and she's like,
That is brilliant.
I have been alive for some time. So I just don't see any reason to limit yourself. If you're going to come back and kill Ragesh, I definitely want you to be as capable as possible.
Right.
then-
More boomy, less tiger. Got it.
Because when he's gone, my debts would be paid regardless.
What'd you do to wind up in debt to him? I'm curious.
Starved.
Ooh.
I found myself at the mercy of the Lady of Pain in the city of Sigil.
Oh.
Locked in a maze I could not escape with no food.
Yeah, we know her. We know her. Yeah, we know her. We know her. She's yeah. Yeah. Cool. What's your name?
I'm Victor.
Cool. Cool. Ooh, I don't want to go back to Sigil.
Well, my trip to the mazes was deserved.
What'd you do?
Fomented uprising within the dustmen.
Yep. Pretty sure that probably didn't go over real good.
This is 500 years ago. I was still quite young.
Why'd you do it?
Because only the dustmen see the dead as mattering. And I did not matter in life, but I am determined to ensure that I matter in death.
I can respect that. Sometimes, like, if I'm honest,
she like clatters around a little bit in the chair and she turns a few things and like closes a door, and then she looks over her shoulder at her and she looks serious for the first time ever in a very not charity way. Sometimes you just gotta break the status quo.
That is my entire existence.
Hmm.
They continue to take bits and baubles and portions of Stormsong's history and put them in this portal.
Well, I am gonna tell you that the Arakakra are gonna be pissed.
As you head back to the robot, we'll pick up. Let's pick up at the clock tower. So you've given Jabril his sweet pants that have given him back his wizardly swagger. You pull up to one of the ports beside the clock tower sanatorium. You can literally see off the deck of the ship. You can see the gray waste. Like as the astral sea kind of fades out, you can see the next plane, the gray waste. When you begin to deboard, Norhand looks at both of you and says, "Don't touch anything."
Aw, Beans, really?
Oh, Beans!
Are you sure you want
Cursing
us to
Jerry,
go?
I will call your dad. Oh, my dad.
Oh, my dad.
Oh, Beans.
I'll call your dad.
Get the cafeteria
Fuck you,
stocked on
Origami
Tuesday.
Steve. She looks at you. She gets down on one knee and she puts a hand on each of your shoulders and she says, "Don't touch anything. As much as I am okay with the surgeon, I take your inspiration. As much as I am okay with the surgeon, I don't trust it or anything in here. We're just taking your friend here so they can get treated. Agreed?
See Amulet like fiddles with her pockets and like
I'm serious.
sweats a little. She's like,
This is
okay.
also you Twig already knows this amulet, but now you need to know it too. This never, ever, ever gets mentioned to Keska. Do you understand?
Just Casca?
Anyone that Keska would find out from.
Okay.
We agree?
Okay.
She does this little thing with her hands, and there's a small ball of water. And then she turns it into a knife and she cuts her hand and asks you both to put your hands out.
All right. Twig will put his hand out.
Okay.
She makes little tiny cuts, a little bit of blood, and then you three hold hands, and she's like, "We're now bound. It's a secret."
Sweet, it's my first blood oath. Yes.
She bends down real close to you guys and looks around. She says, "Pirates don't spill their secrets."
Oh.
Ooh, pirate.
And then has the water bubble go all over your hands. And then you can just see this swirl of blood and water. And she scoops it and puts it in a bag. But you notice like your wound on your hands have healed.
Hey, if I don't touch anything when I come back, can I have a pirate hat as a present
We'll,
reward?
we'll see. Just don't touch anything. So you walk down the gangplank, and a couple of the core crewmen are carrying Charette. When you come down, it's like there's this broken up courtyard. Some of it is actually like floating away from the grounds. Some of it's just hanging off of, like it's kind of suspended in space, like it hasn't completely broken away from the pull, gravitational pull of the actual clock tower. And I want you both to make me perception checks, please.
Boy.
All right. I'm exhausted, so this is a disadvantage.
Oh, it's not a great start.
Ugh, certainly isn't. That's an 8.
I got a 7.
Oh.
It's really not the most well kept, but it's also just floating out in the middle of nowhere. So it's just kind of like, oh, those weird looking vines. Hey, there's gardeners over there. You come up to a massive set of double doors off of a black granite staircase coming up. That's like not straight. Everything's kind of at sharp angles. In fact, the whole building, the closer you get, you realize it doesn't look structurally sound. It looks like it's off kilter in different directions. It just looks different. And Norhan, she bangs on the big knocker on the door. And a few minutes pass, and a group of humanoids dressed in black robes, white collars, and white plague. What the heck am I trying to say? All of a sudden, my brain.
Like doctor.
Yeah, thank you. Oh man, my brain just dropped. Like Dr. Mass come out. And one of them steps to the front. They've all got pads and pencil, or they've got writing utensils. They're all just scribbling furiously. And one steps out, and their mask is gilded with like gold. Their goggles have little extra lenses in front of them, and they're wearing a top hat. Says, "Do you have an appointment?"
I look at Norhan like,
She gets ready to talk, and as soon as you guys both talk, the attention of this person goes down to both of you. "Oh, so have you scheduled an appointment?" And you look up, and Norhan's got her hand on her face, like, "I told you not to talk." The first thing you did was talk. "You scheduled an appointment." who is the patient?
I lean towards Norhan, like whisper in my ear.
She leans down and she goes, I told you to not talk. Now you have to do the fucking talking.
Which one of us?
No
We both
hat.
talk.
No hat for you.
Now I might touch things.
Oh, now I'm expecting you to touch things.
Oh,
You
jeez.
couldn't even be quiet.
You said I couldn't touch. When did you say I couldn't talk?
Said it. And as soon as you start to gesticulate, she like stops talking, looks up, and they're all looking and scribbling. She bends down and she says, if you don't want to get locked up in here, you'll just answer their fucking questions, because they will look at us like we're crazy and they will have no problem locking us up here. Do we
All right, I got
understand?
this.
Yeah.
So our buddy Victor is having some problems.
He is a friend of yours. What are the problems? What are the conditions of his issue? Is it magical in nature, or is it simply a mental malady?
Oh, I'm pretty sure it's magical.
They snap fingers, and these faceless people in white coats come out, and they take Victor away from your core crewmates, and they put him in a very, very interesting version of a straitjacket.
And he's still in the Warforged, right? In Charette.
When they start to do that, Charette pulls away, and now it's just Charette floating above, but staying above him the whole time because the gem's still in place.
Okay.
Oh, fascinating. Is that some sort of symbiotic relationship? Should we be worried that it's actually two patients, not just one? Who's going to be paying for their treatment?
That's a lot of questions. I'm pretty sure they have to stay together, so don't take them apart. That'll hurt Victor, definitely.
But the second being is not Victor.
No, that's Charette.
I see. And you made the appointment.
Yes.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. Come with me. I will lead you to the surgeon's office, and there you can have your consultation. And we can
Okay.
discuss payment as well as arrangements.
Excellent.
Make me a perception check, please.
That's Twig.
Yes.
Well, I roll at disadvantage, and I got a natural 20. The other one's a 9, so that is
Now you can make yours amulet.
14.
Okie dokie. I got an 8 this time.
Oh.
Can I give them my advantage?
Yeah, you
Oh.
can give amulet your advantage.
Yes. I will give you my advantage to reroll
Come on,
that.
dice. You gotta roll better by now. Oh, there we go. I rolled an 18, so that's a 21.
Nice.
So you
Thank
both
you.
notice this. These people in these masks, they're not walking. They're literally floating. Their robes hit the ground, but you can see there's no footsteps. It's just dragging across black marble. They bring you to a very nice, kind of almost like a conference room, but stripped bare down for more personal interactions. And Norhand waits till they leave and then says, the surgeon's going to come in. At that point, please let me talk. Please don't answer any questions that it has. Let me answer these questions.
What if you don't know the answer?
Closes her eyes for a really long time, and you see her literally squeeze her hand so hard the nails are even pushing through her water genasi skin.
Are you gonna punch a kid?
I'm thinking about it.
You said we couldn't touch, not talk.
I said you couldn't talk also. Amulet, your listening skills are terrible.
When you say I can't touch, I want to touch everything.
I know, and apparently when I tell you not to talk, you want to talk to everything.
Well, yeah, just
So, who's the captain of the ship?
That's her.
you
Yeah.
are.
So who does the talk? As soon as she starts to say that, a really tall and lithe form makes its way into the room. It is an illithid. In your minds, both of you hear, who is the responsible party?
Twig just points to Norhand.
So without any words being exchanged, you can actually hear Norhand in your head as well.
Is there a chair?
Yeah, you're sitting.
Okay, I'm sitting on my hands, by the way.
Okay.
It's real hard. You tell him not to touch. It's touch everything.
Norhand goes on to explain that she's not sure where the confusion came from earlier, but that's not on her. That's on his people or their people. Surely the surgeon remembers because they've done business before. And it takes about 10 minutes of mental silence before the surgeon finally says, "Ah, yes, I do remember you." And you can just see her like ready to burst. She's so frustrated right now. And the surgeon slowly turns its head and peers at both of you with these unnaturally black, inky eyes that have this almost reflective sheen to them and says, "Do you need assistance with these two? They seem to be disobedient. I'm sure a course of treatment would make them far more pliable." We're going to jump to Akko. Akko, you and Kelek are getting ready to walk in the door. And he's just like, "I love." Oh, no, you walked in the door, didn't you? Because she screamed. There's Presto. He's like, "Well, here we are. Big show, big show."
Go ahead. Do it now. Clock ticking. Whatever clock is.
Remember our agreement.
Echo nods and like prods him with the butt of his axe.
Hey, don't get handsy.
No.
Unless you're going to get handsy with someone else. Like I said, Akko, remember, I see great things in you, great things. Why not just do great things? You know,
Echo do great things. Great things better.
you know, I am a part of a league, if you will, a group of like-minded individuals who accomplish tasks. We do things. We support one another.
Go.
Why not help us? Why not join us?
Echo already part of like many groups. He butts him again with the accent.
Fine.
Go.
Oh, you can be so droll.
Go.
Kelek opens Presto's mouth with both hands and reaches in. And before you know it, he's past elbow deep. You hear this gurgling, and you see Presto's legs just shaking feverishly. His body bucking and moving, and Kelek's just hand just going at it down there. Do you want to intervene at all? What are you doing here?
Echo like helpfully places the butt of his axe handle in the small of Kelex's back.
Kelek stops for a
remind him.
second, looks over his shoulders. "I'm working here.
This it? This weird.
Give me
weird.
room. You don't question genius. You just let genius work."
We're genius though.
I could stop right now.
No, you keep going. Do it.
Then take your axe out of my back. Don't be a petty bully.
Not petty. He
He
like
doesn't
takes it.
move until you take it out of his bag.
He removes it.
You look and you can see his hand pushing inside of Presto's chest. And then you hear this sound of like nails on a chalkboard,
Mm.
except for it sounds wetter. And then you see Kelek grab his own arm and he's wrenching, he's pulling, he pulls, and he pulls, and he pulls, and he pulls, and out comes a thick, long, gooey looking worm of black and red.
What?
And he throws it
hell?
on the ground and he points a finger at it and disintegrates it. Yeah, done.
Echo notes that he's burned a spell slot.
Can I have a rag? My arm is covered in viscera and ichor.
Sorry, reg not part of deal.
He walks up to you and he rubs it off on your.
Nope,
on
he
your
does not do
cake.
that.
What do you do when he tries to do it?
He just like shoves him back.
Oh, it's okay when you do things like that, but when I do them, evil. So then he
You
wipes him off on the bed.
Kelek literally evil.
I'm not completely evil. If I was completely evil, I would have murdered you the first chance I got, and I would have murdered the boy. Or he's
No
not a
kid
boy
murder.
anymore. Presto says,
No,
not a boy. I'm a grown-ass man.
it's true.
See,
Oh.
he's even alive. I could have killed him.
Who doesn't seem want to give him congratulations
Yeah.
for doing the thing.
I helped you.
No
Said I would.
participation trophy for
Said-
Kelek.
Said I would help you, and I have helped you.
You did.
Completely evil. Nothing. No one is complete. Don't be naive. No one is completely.
No,
evil.
say completely. Know what? No, even know what mean.
You don't get to judge me.
Literally king right now. His job judge you.
King right now. I don't recognize your authority. I didn't recognize any of your authority. I was here before they were here, and I was doing just fine. And then
Echo.
these children from Pasadena show up and ruin everything.
Pasadena, nice. Echo's not Pasadena.
Is it? I've never been there. It's
Echo. Echo also is visibly not buying his sovereign citizen bullshit.
he like harumphs and sits down lazily and uses a scalpel that's nearby to pick the gunk out from under his fingernails.
He's welcome to do that. Echo goes and checks on Presto.
Presto's like, I need ice cream. My throat hurts real bad. Like some old wrinkly guy shoved his fist down it.
Echo saw. Echo arranged.
Kelek looks at you and goes, don't tell him that bot.
Kelek say not tell you.
Oh, now you want to be chatty. Hello, Presto. Yes, it is I, the great Kelek. I saved you. I'm as easy as I could have destroyed you. I instead magnanimously volunteered to save your life at the behest of your friend.
We talk too much now.
Words have power.
Okay.
So what's the plan?
Echo says to Presto, he's like, now you all better. Kelek take evil worm from belly. You find well of worlds.
I mean, I know where it is. I just can't get it to work.
Oh.
Presto finally sits up and is just like, why is he not in prison?
Oh, Echo, free from jail. His whole thing also is end of world. So
His eyes get really big. What? Is the council here? What day is it?
Council here. Echo no day, no days of week.
The door bursts open, and there you see the Northlander
Hello.
dragging behind him his club, just vibrating with energy.
Echo says, please knock for in future. By way, Sheila in jail.
He turns and looks at you, points his club at you, and says, I'll deal with you later. And then he looks at Kelek, and then he's like, and after that, I'll deal with you. And then he gets down on one knee beside Presto, and he just hugs him almost to a back-breaking degree. And make me a perception check.
7.
The North Lord is crying.
Oh. Sweet moment between friends.
Presto looks at Kelek and he says, can you do something for Eric like you just did for me? I know it's different, but Kelek looks at you, Echo.
Mm. You can do.
Can I, great king, do
Sure.
something for the actual king? But whatever will you bargain with this time? I'm free. And I know where the Well of Worlds is. And if all the things you say are coming to pass are actually coming to pass, well, you'll need it. So I could evilly say no. Or we could come to some type of
Maybe. What Kelek want?
That is an excellent question. What does Kelek
It's okay if nothing.
want? Oh, I want something. I just haven't quite figured out how I want to word it yet. Can we agree to an open agreement?
Echo looks at him like I have no idea what that is.
You'll give me something within reason, and I will help your King Eric right now.
And Well of Worlds?
Oh, yes, I don't want to stay here and die. I have no interest in that.
Echo makes sure Kelek get to well without die. It's a good deal. Lots of scary things.
Believe me, I am scariest thing there is out here now.
Echo's not buying it.
If I wanted to, it would be Fireball City in here right now. But I don't. Don't misjudge me. I choose to do things this way. If I choose otherwise, at that point, make me a insight check.
That is cocked.
Charity's on fire tonight.
16.
Both Presto and the North Lord both actually look. When he says that, they both kind of tighten up like, okay, shit's about to hit the fan. And for the first time in all of your meetings with him, there is enough of a sense of danger that the hackles on your neck stand up. Like he's kind of come off like a little bit of a doddering biddy up to this point, and this is the first time where you're like, oh, this guy means business. Like this person is actually threatening me, and I feel like they have the ability to carry through that threat.
Go stands up a little bit more upright, puffs his chest out, which is probably not visible under his immense armor.
Kelek just sits there, again, continuing to pick his fingers. He says, I don't wish to have coarse words or actions that will all regret. You and I would both regret. I would live longer to regret them than you, but I said I would help you. But let's not lose sight. There is a reason I was locked up where I was. I am choosing to help you. It amuses me to help
Joe nods and says, maybe not so evil.
you. Was that hard?
Was very hard.
I could feel the
Echo
warmth.
powered through.
I could feel the warmth of your statement. And I bet you, if you could see, my heart has grown 3 sizes.
Hmm.
Just by
Seemed dangerous. Good we in hospital.
Mm. And Preston says we should probably put him in different clothes
Sure.
because while I may be okay with it, and it looks at Bobby, who is still just on the verge. He's got a helm on, so you can just, and it goes all the way down, so you can see his lips and his eyes. You can barely see his lips because of the massive bushy golden beard. His eyes could melt steel. He just looks like he's a barbarian getting ready to go into full-blown rage. Some might
I
not
like
be
say
able to
have magic.
handle themselves as well as we are. Kelek says, but I don't want to spend my magic on frivolous things like that. I would like to walk through the castle as I am. But if you ask nicely, I'll wear different clothes. Everything but the collar. The collar stays non-negotiable.
Sure. It's large and
Ask
impressive color.
nicely.
Please.
Yes. See, look at the rapport we're building. We could be good. We could be very good friends. You and I. So he makes his way down, and you're in a large room where Eric's in a large, huge, like 4-post bed. And he's not really moving. He's barely breathing. And he's laying on his side. So Kelek pulls back his shirt so he can see this knife wound that was in his back. And it is literally leaking necrotic like smoke out of it. And he
Gross.
says, ooh, well, this is terrible. How much is it worth to you to save this man's life? What would you give?
It's important.
Yes. What would you give?
Go like digs in his pockets.
Not physical objects and monetarily. What would you give? What is this? How do you weigh this man's life in your hands? Because it is in your hands.
Echo sort of scrunches up his face a little bit. Looks confused. Yeah.
He's on the verge of death. Time is of the essence.
Don't know. What one?
You hear a cold voice inside the room say, that's always the question, isn't it? What would you give your friends? You recognize that voice.
Which voice is it?
Kellereth the Vile.
Motherfucker.
What would you give your friends, Echo? Would you give them an axe in the back?
No. I could give you axe in front.
It felt as if it was in my back. I'm here to take this person and claim their soul.
No.
What would you give? Kelek slumps down into one of the fine upholstered chairs in Eric's room and says, well, not Did not anticipate this, but I will enjoy the show. I'm assuming, Echo, you know this person.
Go nods. There's one who started all this.
Kellereth is in their full-blown like skeleton armor stuff, and they said, I did not start this. I came looking for my friend. For my friends. I came looking for an explanation. Where was Skitch?
Go
What I
told you.
found out was he was killed helping you. And then this man had the gall to disrespect the scion of Orcus. I did not take kindly to being disrespected nor attacked. And when you
You
have the
attacked.
opportunity to stand with your friend, you put an axe in me.
You killed innocent people for no reason, just because mad. You lose one friend, you take dozens. Not fair.
Echo, what part of Kellereth the Vile do you not understand? I am not a good person.
So
I am the scion of the demon prince of undeath. I have always chosen, however, to show mercy and kindness to you and to your brethren. I choose that. You brought me news that someone I consider to be my friend, that their fire of existence had been extinguished, and there was no chance that I could return them because their body was destroyed. These simpletons decided to attack me. Because what? Because that's their job. Because that's all they know how to do. They look at me and say, oh, he's a threat. And they're right. I am. So I'll ask again what the old man asked. What would you give? Because I certainly wouldn't have given a lot for Skitch. There was a time where I might even given a lot for you and your siblings. But when you put an axe in my chest, I tend to no longer feel that gracious about our relationship, especially as I mourn the loss of a friend who died ostensibly for you. And then you ensured I wouldn't even be able to see him in the afterlife.
sorry.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you. Maybe it's the hole in my chest.
You know here through chest. Come down. Echo sorry. Echo taken from home a few weeks ago. Been running ever since. New family torn apart. No time think. No time feel. You mad kid don't make good choice?
Kellerith pulls their helmet off and they kind of go back down into that almost androgynous David Bowie form and sits on the edge of the bed and pats the edge of the bed.
Oh, sits.
We don't make
Take his
our own.
helmet off too, just
Kellerell just stares at the floor and says, we don't make our own decisions. I'm not going to get into a competition of our losses, our grief, our pain, our suffering, because the universe doesn't care. Fate doesn't care. And therefore, I don't care.
Shakes his head and he puts an arm around Kelrell's shoulder. Says, "Is why we have to care."
No, we don't. Can't you we Akko, we cannot afford that luxury.
It's not luxury.
I've
It's
lost
life.
I've lost someone who was able to keep me from was able to slow me from where I was headed. Does that make sense to you?
Go nuts.
I have no moral compass. None. I am evil. And I'm evil for the sake of evil. I am walking chaos to sow the unmaking of the universe and to bring undeath across every sphere. Do you understand that? When I say that, what I mean?
Echo literally welcoming the end of the world in a few days nods. Yes. Says,
I bend the knee and sit at the right hand of the demon prince of undeath, whose only wish is to see everything die and serve an undeath until everything is simply dust. I am a nihilist. I want nothing more than to see all of it end and see it end in screaming agony as it burns. But it doesn't mean that I was always this way. And it certainly doesn't mean that I don't have an understanding that I don't have to be that all the time. The universe doesn't have to die tomorrow. Does that make sense? It's going to die. All of us, everything is going to decay. It's going to die. But it doesn't have to be tomorrow.
go nuts and squeezes his shoulder, squeezes their shoulder a little bit. And says, is Sketch why this world ending?
What did you say? Did Sketch what?
Is Sketch why this world ending?
I don't know.
So
I
isn't
think
you?
this world ends because I choose it. So yes, I think if Sketch was here, this would not happen.
Then you do care.
You can see Kellerell trying to find words and they're just not forming. They're just kind of hanging, and every time that they try to get a word or an explanation or anything out of their mouth, just nothing. It's like they can't formulate an actual response. Like there's no words for what they want to say.
Go lets them sit with it for a minute and says, go. No have lot to give, but Echo want to be friends again, and Echo want to get you back to maybe Echo find way.
Maybe
Echo just saw a guy pull giant worm out of Presto. It was crazy.
Kelek says that would be me.
That
I did
was
that.
Kelek, is very impressive wizard.
It was. I am extremely, extremely impressive. You're
Go.
the one who's going to be killing everyone here. You're that person. And Kellerell turns and looks at him and then looks at you like, who the fuck is this guy?
Is Kelek is big deal here.
Hmm.
Echo kind
You
of
don't want me to do this, is what you're telling me.
to end the world or to heal Eric.
To end this place.
No.
Come with me then. Be sketch. I need a conscience. I need something to curb me speeding towards the end. I need friends.
Echo will be your friend.
I don't need a friend doing their thing. I need someone by my side. I need something.
What if Echo help find someone?
I don't want just anyone. I don't need new friends. I just need people I actually care about. Believe
If
it or
Echo
not,
go,
I
you
care about you and I care about your dumb siblings.
if Echo go, you stop this?
Yes. Yeah, my word.
Go kind of
I will leave this place alone. It can be whatever it wants to be here. I won't return. I'll leave it.
fix Eric too.
I mean, as much as I can. But I think between myself and your very powerful wizard friend, I'm sure we can do something.
Echo visually acknowledges the air quotes. And it's like, totally. Okay. Echo will go. Echo don't belong here anyway.
He stands up, or they stand up, excuse me, and they put their helmet on. And they reach in to the wound and they pull out just this black swirling energy. And they look at Kelek and with that echoey voice that comes from nowhere says, heal this man. If you don't, I'll come for you. And Kelek kind of narrows his eyes, kind of like, this is fine. And does his business. And Eric starts to look better, like not just physically better, but he starts to regress in age.
Go
And then he continues
sees that
to regress in age until he ages back down to 16 years old.
oh wow, Eric got super small.
Kelek looks at both of you and says, well, at least he's much better now.
Echo grabs his helmet and puts it on. And just looks at Kellerell and says, "You promised."
Yeah, my word.
He'll reach into his whole pouch and he will give Presto the coin that Kellerell gave him.
Presto looks at you and goes, "What are you doing?"
Echo, go. You have King back. No need Echo anymore. Hmm. Let's change. It's okay.
No, it's not. At all. At that point, Kellerell walks to where the curtains are and he pulls off his belt. He's got a, it looks like a combination between a wand and a mace. And when you notice, you get a good look at it, it is a stiffened spinal cord and human skull as the head with two green emeralds in the eyes. And the mouth opens and he literally cuts a portal out of reality with it. And you can see the Shadowfell on the other side. And steps halfway through. May put the hand out to you. And that's we'll go back around because we're gonna end with you.
Okay.
Charity.
Yes.
I would like you to make me an Arcana roll.
Oh. Coming out the gate, huh? That is a 22.
It took you some time, a little bit longer than you thought, but with everything that you've got and the great I am being out of puppet mode and them being able to assist you, you're able to put this together. And it's functional. The chair actually will the chest area where you are seated will spin, and you sit in the chair, and then it drops it down, and then you'll roll back to it, and it'll put it back in.
Height.
So as you're doing this, you kind of look around, and they've cleaned a lot of stuff out of this place. And Kit and Run and their father, Red, or Doc, is standing there with you. Bliss is still kind of out of it. And the great I am looks at you and says, "I don't know what you did, but this is what is happening here."
I am number one.
That's my name.
But, bruh. Shh. So what's
they pull
happening?
their mask down, and for the first time, you get a good look. This is a girl. It is a female. I'm not a bra or a he. I am a them.
Listen. Gender is a construct anyway. Bruh
Exactly.
doesn't have. Yeah, right.
And
See?
Injustice doesn't have a gender.
No, that's true. We agree on that.
I'm an idea, not a person.
Right? You're an experience.
Exactly. Yeah,
Yes.
we get each other.
We
but
get
what
each
the
other.
fuck is going on here?
Oh, there's this whole thing with like a tiger dude, and like he wants me to join him, and he was like, "Hey, Charity, you should totally come join me. Look, I'm like, woo, spooky." Oh, wait, his hands are backwards. Woo, I'm spooky evil, right? And I was like, "Nah, man, I got stuff to do. I'm a bounce." So I left, and he didn't really like that. So then I was out with all of my siblings, and big angry tiger dude came, and he went to the place where we were, and it was like rah, ooh, and there was like a violin, and there was like some other stuff. I really don't understand where the hell that came from, but whatever. So anyway, then we like went, and there was this mirror, and like I don't really remember kind of like what happened in the in-between, because it was just like, dude, it was so much. But like we
as you go on, all of a sudden you can hear a voice in your head say, "Well, the violin came from where I came from." And just Mr. Magnar just starts talking, like giving you a play-by-play of like all these things that he feels.
He's
that
like-
he missed.
He's like Olaf in
Yeah.
Frozen, just like acting everything. I love that.
Also, make me an insight check.
Oh God. Ooh, that's a 10. Not great.
So you're having this very direct and intense conversation. You barely catch it, but you're like seeing Red, Kit, and Run follow this like a ping pong ball across a table.
So anyway, so then we wound up taken off of the place where we were, and then like there were like dinosaurs and like some kind of weird like tuber monster thing. And I tried to get it. I had it. I was gonna get it. I was gonna make it go kaboom. And it like stuff didn't happen. And like I was in a tunnel and I think they snapped my neck or my
The great
back.
I am puts their hand across like in front of your, almost the rock style.
It doesn't matter.
It says, "You've already told me all of this.
No, okay. So
I
like,
want to know who they are and what like taking all
Oh,
this stuff out of the museum is,
Okay.
and that's
So
and how I lost control of my body for a little bit, which that's not cool.
yeah, that was super not cool. And like I was trying to explain to her, like consent is awesome and something that she should really embrace. But like, okay, so here's the
Have
deal.
you ever had somebody inside your mind?
Yes. So anyway, what I was
It's
trying
the
to say,
worst.
yeah, it totally is. My teacher has this little like kinku weird sidekick dude, and he's kind of like that's how he talks to me. And like, I mean, he's pretty cool. He's pretty badass, if I'm completely honest. Like,
This was not cool, nor was it badass.
no, I mean, like, it's not cool.
terrifying.
That is not cool or badass. I'm saying like the bird boy is pretty cool and badass. Anyway, so here's the sitch. Okay, so big angry tiger dude. Okay, like Charity, you should join me. Boo. Right? He's dumb. So that's not happening. Downside is he found me here and he wants to come here and take my whole planet and make it like not. So we can't let that happen. So that girl over there, who I'm pretty sure is a vampire,
Everyone
she-
looks at you and goes,
yeah.
"Yes."
We don't really have those here, but I was reading about them back in school. So here's the thing. She also doesn't like big, angry, ugly tiger man. So I'm gonna bounce and I'm gonna let her be here
Whoa.
for a while
But what
and
about
throw the scent off so that I can get away and go get my siblings. and
what
then-
about Storm Song? What about home? What about all of these people?
Everybody's gonna be okay. She's not.
Is the person who flew out the window going to be okay?
I mean, yeah, they're probably pretty
Why
dead.
are they stealing everything from the museum?
I don't really know that part.
How is this going to be okay?
It's gonna be fine. Listen, here's the deal. Doing all of this,
Make me another
she's
insight
gonna.
check, please.
Oh God. That's a 4.
Okay, go. Just keep going on your. way.
Okay.
So, like, here's the thing. She's gonna make it look like I'm dead, and that's gonna make the Tiger Man not interested anymore. So he's gonna like think I'm not here, but I'm gonna bounce and I'm gonna go get all my siblings, and then we're gonna come back. She's gonna leave Storm Song, and then we're gonna find the Tiger Man, and we're gonna blow him up.
All I hear in that entire statement
Is blowing up, right? So sweet.
is about how this affects you. But what about Storm Song?
Storm
What about
Song's gonna be okay.
No, it's not.
It will. Leona's here.
How is, with utmost respect, how is she going to stop that?
She's the Archmage,
Or-
dummy. She can stop anything. She's like the only person on this planet that's smarter than me.
Bliss is getting up and kind of holding their head where they've got a mark on it. And she kind of points to the great I am for a second and kind of pulls you in and she says, don't lie to these people. This is gonna, if they know it's going to be bad, they at least won't be surprised.
The worst that happens, the museum goes kaboom. If she
Mm.
goes to Arkilia, it's a backwater space. Like, if
What
she's not
about
going to
Reg-
kill
What about
anybody,
Regash and those people who were chasing us? They blew up a ship. What about Anon?
I'm going to
This is-
find Anon. It's going to be fine. I have to go find them. I need to find my siblings. Like, if I can get Anon and I can get.
I am your sibling. And I'm just being.
Shut up! I need to find everybody. This is getting out of control.
Make me a charisma saving throw.
She's like losing her mind. This is where like her neurodivergence really comes in when she's stressed. Charisma. That is going to be not her strongest suit. 9.
You start to pop, and then it's like a wave of calmness hits you. And you go from kind of your mind racing a billion miles an hour and seeing every potential possibility, both good and bad, to everything slowing down. And you realize Bliss is actually touching you on the shoulder. And she says, Charity, you can't lie to these people. I know it's scary. I know we have to find everyone. And I'm not going to let you crash and burn. But we can't lie to them. Because if we lie to them, they're going to die. People are going to die.
I'm not planning on lying
And-
to them.
But by telling them everything's going to be okay, we are lying to them.
It is going to be okay. When I come back,
But we're leaving, and we will be back. But in between now and then, we can't tell people it's going to be okay. But we don't know it is. It's dishonest.
no one's going to die.
She takes her hand off your shoulder and she stands up, and she says, "I'm ready to leave whenever you are."
She just stares at Bliss, unblinking, and repeats,
No one is going to die.
Finally, the adult doc stops and looks around. He says, I don't know you. My kids like you. You built that. That's impressive. I don't mind you having a back and forth with a thief, juvenile delinquent who's been stealing apparently from the museum the whole time. But that woman, or whatever she is, if you're saying she's a part of something larger, she was able to do that, people are going to die. Now I'm going to take my kids, we're going to get my wife, we're going to go away for a while. I'm going to let everybody know in my neighborhood the same thing. And they can spread that to families and if they like. But if this is because you are from here and this is about you and some grudge, and they stop and they kind of say, I'm not your parent. But I've done enough things in my life to know when something should happen and when it shouldn't. That's your decision. You'll have to own that decision and all the good and bad that comes from it. Thank you for saving my kids. And thank you for saving me.
What would you do?
He turns and smiles at you. He goes, I've been a dissident. I've done time. I'd scream from the high heavens. And I would tell them, if you want me, you're going to have to come get me. And I would let everybody here know that there's a bunch of people who don't belong here. That they're the ones who are making this difficult. Because all they're going to do in the meantime is continue to turn us against each other. That's how they win. That's how they've always won. Doesn't matter what the face of that is, whether it's a tiger man with backwards hands, 13-year-old girl, or some plutocrat sitting up here in the sky with more money than they know what to do with. The only time that they lose is when people have a common enemy and a common cause.
You just gave me a really awesome idea. Thanks.
I hope it works. You gotta bows his head a little bit. And he turns to walk away. Ron looks at you and kind of looks at his dad and kind of waves. And Kit comes up and gives you a hug in your new fancy chair. And she looks at you and she says, "You should paint it purple." Smiles real big and then runs after her dad. And she
I
does
should.
does the cat thing where she jumps up and climbs like up his back. The great
Sure.
AM is like still standing there, and they're looking at you, and you may not want to do this. You may not even be able to do this, but I'm doing this. Well, I'll see you when you come back.
Let me ask you something.
They turn and they're walking away, and they like are in the broken window where the person jumped out, and they look back at you.
If you were where I was right now, would you fight?
That's what I'm going to do. And then they just let themselves go backwards and fall out of the window, and you can see like them kind of glide off with their belt of levitation. And Bliss looks at you and goes, "That was kind of cool."
That was pretty badass.
Okay, Twig and Amulet.
Like everything I could do, Ben, when you say they fell out the window, not to go, "Bat?"
What? So you're sitting there, and the surgeon is eyeing you up. We could make them more docile, more productive.
We're just fine.
Once you speak, you say that out loud, I'm assuming. It turns and looks at you, and you can feel almost these intangible tentacles, but its tentacles aren't moving, but you can feel almost like these, what you imagine as tentacles, and it feels like they're just touching your face and almost like pressing against you. And Norhan stands up and says, "I think we're done here." And then says something in a language you do not understand. And the Illithid pulls back and says, and then looks at you and then looks at him and goes, "We're even. Once this is done and we come back for the boy, we're square. And if you ever touch my siblings, including that kid that I've given to you for care and recovery, I will push this entire place into the gray waste with you on the other end, screaming in silence as it wrecks." It finally sits down, and its overly long fingers intertwine. And all of you can hear, "I believe you know the way out. I will contact you when your sibling has adequately recovered."
Amulet makes a mental note not to piss off Norhand again.
As you guys are walking out, you can see these plague doctor folks moving between rooms and almost like wards. Make me a perception check. Sheesh.
9.
8.
Yeah, nothing to see here.
It's a good thing it wasn't a battle day.
Ugh, I am exhausted. This is not helping.
Yeah, you make your way
I'm getting
down.
that on a regular roll. I'm not even exhausted.
You make your way down and onto the gangplank and up into the ship. And Norhand kind of takes a deep breath and looks at both of you and says, how important is this person?
I mean, they're pretty important.
He helped us, so we should help him.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Then you two have got a lot growing up to do before we come back here and get them back out. Because I'm anticipating it's not going to go as smoothly as that just went.
What did you say to him? That was badass.
Lorraine kind of smiles. She puts her hand on your shoulder and she says, you're not old enough for that type of content yet, Twig.
Oh,
You head down into the captain's suite on the ship, and she pops you both a couple of Dr. Berry wines.
oh,
And Peerless is sitting there and has like a chunk of ice holding it to his head. And he looks at you, Amulet, and he's like, we've got to work on that being better if we're going to do that again. But you look down and he has scrawled a map.
Ooh.
Norhand leans over the map and she pricks her finger and puts an X. She's like, that's where we're going. And we're going to get our brothers and sisters back.
Does it say anything? Are there words written on it, or is it just like pictures?
You can see both Storm Song, but the place they marked in red is where Akko is.
Score.
let's
So
go.
back. Oh, go ahead. Twig, you were saying
What is that? Let's go.
you are going. So back to Akko. The portal's open. Calorel's waiting.
Oh, sort of straightens himself up and he takes a heavy breath and he looks back. And then he kind of starts to visibly think it's sort of a rare occurrence for Echo. And he
Good.
and he's gonna manifest his echo, but I'd like to see if I can roll like Arcana or something to grab a particular one.
Oh, yeah, go right ahead.
You know what? That was an okay roll, but I'm gonna use possibility
Okay.
one last time to succeed.
All right.
And so Echo would like to pull this particular echo out and manifest, and it pops up next to him, sort of pleasantly mirroring the Shadowfell on the other side of the portal. And Echo says to Calorel, he says, Echo found you, friend. This is Echo.
He looks at you and then he looks at Echo. And at first you see like the body posture kind of rise up, like, are you pulling? And then it kind of back down, and the head tilts, and Calorel's hand comes out to Echo and says, I am Calorel. It is nice to meet you, Echo.
Says Echo, or Echo was someone Echo found when needed friend. Now can be yours. Is me, but a different me. Echo is the me that went with you.
Calorel starts to remove their mask and then stops, and then takes Echo's hand, and they walk through the portal. And Presto is just like kind of looking at you like, I have no idea what you just did. And Kelek is sitting there and has this wry grin on his face and says, you're far more interesting than even I thought you were.
Like finger gun.
Um,
He just gives him a look that's like, damn right.
Presto then looks down at Eric, and Eric goes, hey, Presto. And he's like,
You look really old.
yeah, what happened to you, man? And you're sitting in the room, and Kellerell plumps back down in the chair, plops his feet up on the bed, and says, the king is dead. Long live the king, huh? That's where we'll stop. All right, let's go around this wonderful table of wonderful people and tell everybody where you're at, where they can find you. And if you've got anything super exciting you'd like to share with folks, please do so. And yeah.
Right. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Cubicle Zombie. And then you can find me next week on Wednesday, right here in this very channel for DNDDT podcast.
You can find me online at Rainbow Gaming Collective. You can find me on TikTok at Rainbow GC. Taking a little bit of a break from streaming because I'm handling some stuff, but we're going into the holidays. Things are going good. So hit me up and follow me in all the places.
Can't find me anywhere except here every 2 weeks.
We'll find you here.
Aww. You can find me being old. I turned 40 last week.
You are not old.
Welcome.
Old.
You're not old. 40 is the new 20.
Oh, okay. That's good to know.
Yep.
It's not the years, it's the mileage.
Sorry, teens.
Yeah. Suck it, teens.
I'm Warrior. You can find me at WarriorMN on the socials. In addition to DDT for the Tasty Boys, you can also find me every other Thursday on twitch.tv/HeelTurnRadio.
Oh, Nate, I
Dive
hate you
Club.
so much.
And it's at 7 p.m. It's Central Standard Time, and we do fun stuff. And yeah, that's where you can find me.
Oh, Nate.
Hello, fellow youths.
Yeah. I don't even know what I do anymore. I do this every 2 weeks. I do what's Tiny
May?
Mhm.
on the opposite Tuesday, so not tomorrow, but the Tuesday after.
Mm-hmm.
I do heel turn. I do heel turn. You guys are welcome. I do heel turn every other Thursday. So like I think this Thursday when we have wrestling stuff to talk about that doesn't make us totally angry. So that's not happening as much. And then we do Twitch Projo when we have stuff that makes us so angry we need to play Fire Pro. I do have some other stuff it's going to be coming up. I have been told that I need to run a follow-up to my Extra Life Marvel game.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because
Yeah, you 100% need to run that like right now.
because people who summon trains out of nowhere need
Yeah.
more time to summon trains.
Exactly.
I
This train's
also have
back on
been
the
told-
rails, baby.
I've also
Sort
been,
of.
God damn it. I've also been told that I'm going to be running not just another Star Wars trilogy follow-up, but I'm also going to be running a Star Wars Bounty Hunters follow-up from the
Ooh.
Bounty Hunters game from Extra Life, where the intrepid bounty hunters completely went buck wild on the HoloNet, and now might have a new employer. And then I have an idea
Oh.
on a 6-part D&D game that I'm trying to gather my peeps for to get people in place to be able to do that. So there's gonna be a lot of mini games that I'm gonna be running on top of that. Hopefully they'll be fun. I know if I'm doing it with people like that are here right now, it's gonna be amazing. So thank you for everyone who watched. Thank you for everyone who will watch. Especially thanks to the 4 of you, because you make this game extremely fun. And also a special thanks to the casualist of Doug's on the 1s and 2s, and to the beard, our kind of 5th member, our silent party.
I like to
So-
think of him as our ring announcer.
a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
So I hope everyone has a wonderful holiday, and hug your family. Bye.